Hello and welcome to Pirate News in our new space for the semester as the studio is being renovated. I'm John Makuch.
And I'm Maria Levandoski. Today we'll give you the latest from across campus, tri-state area, and the globe.
We'll also have your Seton Hall sports update and the 5-day weather forecast for the South Orange area. Professor Alexander Moto will be presenting the Russia-Ukraine conflict, causes, consequences, solutions on Tuesday, March 25th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. in Fahey Hall, room 236, and virtually via Microsoft Teams. Moto is a professor of political science at Rutgers University, Newark, and served as associate director of the Harriman Institute at Columbia University from 1992 to 1998. He is a specialist on Ukraine, Russia, and the USSR, and is also the author of 7 academic books and co-editor of over 15 volumes. The event will be free and open to the public, and it is co-sponsored by the Russian and East European Studies Program, the Department of History, and Slavic Club. Slavic refreshments will be also served in Fahey Hall 236 during the event.
The Georgetown University Center on Education and the Workforce found that Seton Hall alumni can expect to reap an additional $1.4 million in earnings during the course of their career by virtue of their degree, which placed the university at 175 among the 1,700 schools, the top 10% nationally. By virtue of their degree at 10 years post-graduation, the Georgetown researchers found that Seton Hall alumni are expected to reap an additional $122,000 in income. At 15 years, the number rises to $392,000, at 20 to $636,000, and at 30 to $1,058,000.
Seton Hall is announcing an end to its mask mandate indoors effective today. The announcement came last Thursday, 2.5 weeks after Governor Murphy put an end to the mask mandate in schools. Faculty are still allowed to require masks in their classes if they so choose. Masks will be available at various locations on campus as well, including the Walsh Library, Schwartz Hall, Bethany Hall, and more. The university says anyone wishing to wear a mask is still welcome to do so.
Recently, Pirate TV sat down with the University Archivist Alan Delosier and Reverend Dr. Forrest Pridgett in honor of Black History Month. They detailed the first African American students and professors at Seton Hall and what they had to experience when going here.
Francis Monroe Hammond was our very first African American faculty member who came in 1946. He taught in the philosophy department to start, and he was actually promoted to department chair a few years later, and he was the first African-American department chair of any private institution outside of historically black colleges and universities in the nation.
Hammond reminds me of something my grandmother told me many years later. As I left for college in 1961, my grandmother, who had picked cotton in the South as a sharecropper alongside of her mother, told me that, Forrest, you probably are going to have to be twice as good as any white man to be accepted in the world today. And I'm thinking that's a kind of a strange comment. Here I am, 18 years old. I'm going to college. That's all it takes is a degree. I mention that story because Dr. Hammond actually possessed 2 PhDs. And I had to smile when I found it out because that sounds like grandmother. She knew it, and somebody had instructed him that if he's going to make higher education his home, he may have to be twice as prepared as any other candidate. And you only get that doctorate if you really have shown the faculty at your institution that you have mastered that content. But to go through that process literally twice just lets you know how even he understood the realities of racism as it might have impacted higher education.
For the full interview, please check out our Pirate Television YouTube channel.
Now we'll send it over to Christian Gardner with our Seton Hall sports update. Christian?
Thanks, John. Quite an eventful weekend here for the Pirates in the sports, with 2 teams finding their stride in the hardwood and a dominant performance in the pool. Let's start in the Nassau Aquatic Center for the Big East Championship. The Pirates showed dominance yet again, capturing their 4th straight Big East podium. Justin Oosterwick came up with a huge personal best of 47.75 in the 100-meter fly to claim the top spot. Oosterwick also showed well in the 400-meter medley relay, where the team took home first again. The points tally would land the men in 4th at the end of the tournament, but with some race wins that they brought back to South Orange. On the women's side, freshman Lauren Schofield got her first conference podium in the 200-meter breaststroke. The Pirates finished 5th in the standings with the consolation wins and various podium finishes. On the hardwood, both Pirate squads are coming off a statement road win. Starting with the women's team against an always stout DePaul team, the Pirates outdueled the top offense in the nation on Friday night to 94-90. Lauren Park Lane and Sydney Cook combined for 56 points in Chicago. In Park Lane's 31-point flurry, she eclipsed 1,000 career points, and for her efforts was named Big East Player of the Week. The Pirates have one tune-up left before they set their eyes on the Big East tournament, and being winners of their 8 of their last 9, look to shock the conference. On the men's side of the hardwood, Saturday should just show how stout the team can be, routing a Xavier team in Cincinnati. The Musketeers, who have been in and out of the top 25 this season, could not stop Jared Rhoden. Rhoden hit his career high of 30 points, fighting his way to the line 13 times en route to an 82-66 win. Rhoden has himself all but ready for a final senior night performance at the Prudential Center tomorrow versus Georgetown. That'll all but do it for your look around Seton Hall sports. Once again, I'm Christian Gardner, and now back to Maria and John at the desk.
Gasoline in New Jersey is up 21 cents per gallon from only a month ago and up 85 cents from last year, with many residents being confused as to this change. While gas prices have been steadily rising, this recent increase is tied to sanctions imposed on Russia for its attack on Ukraine. While the U.S. has not currently imposed any sanctions itself, gas prices are expected to rise even more with prices without them.
Montclair State University spent 16 years and hundreds of thousands of dollars fighting local authorities for the right to make Yogi Berra Drive into a two-way road. The university has now lost the case. In 2005, Montclair State was looking to relieve the great amount of traffic congestion, and they had planned to expand Yogi Berra Drive. The legal fees that Montclair State had to pay to this situation has grown up to $450,000. Montclair State's appeal was recently denied, and now Yogi Berra Drive will remain a one-way road.
Now we'll send it over to Andrew Raccuglia with your 5-day weather forecast. How are things looking, Andrew?
Thanks, Maria. I'm Andrew Raccuglia with your look at the weather conditions and the forecast for the South Orange area over the next 5 days. Today, we will have cloudy skies for the first day of March with a high of 47 and a low of 34. Tomorrow, we should see the sun peek out from the clouds as there will be a high of 51 and a low of 36. On Thursday, it will remain partly cloudy with a high of 39 as it drops to a bitter low of 18. There won't be much change heading into the weekend as we can anticipate more partial cloudy skies on Friday with a high of 40 and a low of 29. And on Saturday, it will be mostly cloudy with a high of 45 and a low of 38. That wraps it up for your 5-day weather forecast. Once again, I'm Andrew Raccuglia. Now back to Maria and John at the desk with more news from across the country.
Officials from Russia and Ukraine ended peace talks on Monday and will return to their respective capitals for further consultations before a second round of negotiations. This comes following Russia declaring war on Ukraine last Thursday, February 24th. Russian President Vladimir Putin has said that his nation's show of war has been a reaction to threats and also accused the U.S. and its allies of ignoring Russia's demands to stop Ukraine from joining NATO. U.S. President Joe Biden has since condemned Russia's, quote, unprovoked and unjustified attack and has said that the world will hold Russia and President Putin accountable.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has put countries of the world on alert as he has ordered his nuclear deterrent forces to be on alert as the country's invasion of Ukraine is being pushed back. This means that the country's nuclear weapons are prepared for increased readiness to launch. He has also said that this was in response to NATO powers making what he called aggressive statements. This move is also in reaction to multiple countries in the West announcing hard-hitting sanctions on Russia, as the threat of nuclear war could deter further action. Putin also promised severe consequences to Western powers that tried to stop his efforts in Ukraine. This decision to further threaten nuclear action is a double down on the threats of before.
That's going to wrap up today's episode of Pirate News. I'm Maria Levandoski.
And I'm John Makuch. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and have a great day.